Good evening. It's a pleasure to welcome everyone here to our October 2nd, 2023 City of Little Rock Board of Directors meeting. Madam Clerk, if you would, please call the roll.
Director Miller.
Here.
Director Richardson. Here. Director Peck. Here. Director Hines.
Present.
Director Lewis.
Here.
Director Wyrick.
Present.
Director Compeers.
Present.
Director Phillips. Director Adcock.
Present.
Vice Mayor Webb.
Here.
Mayor Scott.
Here. We'll now have an invocation from Director Peck.
City Attorney Carpenter will do that.
Please join me. Every time we get together, we look at things that have to be done that night to help keep in place the work that the city is doing. But even in the drive here, we find so many things that need to be done. We find that there are parks that need to be maintained, that there are roads that need to be repaired, that there are neighborhoods that need to become alive. And tomorrow night particularly, it is our hope that we can make the entire city of Little Rock come alive as we celebrate our National Night Out. We hear about employees that have needs and employees that have done incredible work and employees that have been injured or employees that have been ill. And we know that we need to provide a workplace so that their excitement about their job is that they fulfill the needs of the people for whom they work. We've got things coming down the pike that we really don't understand. We're wondering if we have intelligence, and now we're talking about artificial intelligence. We think the skies are blue, but then we see that there's a heat dome over Little Rock. We know that people want to do the best for their families, but we know that there are places where they really cannot get decent food within a short distance, and we have to help provide that. We know our children need to be educated, and they need to be educated in environments that make them want to thrive. But we also know that it's not a choice, it's a mandate if they're going to be able to survive in a world that's changing every day. It's important that we look inside of each of us and find what we think is the best we've got and how we can share that with others and how we can encourage them to do the same so that as we walk down the streets of Little Rock, everyone we see in our mind, in their mind, and in the minds of people that see us, know we're doing the best we can. Amen.
Amen. Will you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Members of the board, we have a deferral, item number 19. Is there a motion?
So moved.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read the consent agenda.
A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Escamilla Excavating LLC in an amount not to exceed $301,823.10 for the Zion Street Extension Project from 37th Street to 38th Street and for other purposes, funding from the American Rescue Plan Act. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with All Service Electric, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $119,880 for the Canis Road and Woodland Trail Traffic Signal Installation Project and for other purposes, funding from the 3/8 cents capital improvement sales tax and the limited tax general obligation capital improvement bonds. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Casco Industries, Inc. in the amount not to exceed $56,250 to purchase a Draeger XAM 2800 gas monitor for the Little Rock Fire Department hazmat team and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Redstone Construction Group in an amount not to exceed $50,000 for additional improvement to the Interstate Park roadway construction project and for other purposes. A resolution to authorize the city manager to enter into a contract with Vivian and Pool in the amount not to exceed $110,000 for the purchase of a residential lot located at 4419 John Barrow Road to be used as park property for future development at West Central Park and for other purposes. A resolution to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Resolution Number 15,763, September 6, 2022, to authorize the city manager to execute an amendment to the contract with Fuses LLC in the amount of $50,245 plus applicable taxes and fees for the annual Fuses One Enterprise Software Services Agreement for Little Rock Police Department Real-Time Crime Center and for other purposes. A resolution to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Resolution Number 15,881, February 7, 2023, to authorize the city manager to enter into a 12-month contract extension with the Boys and Girls Club of Central Arkansas in an amount not to exceed $88,642 to provide community reduction services and activities to the residents of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Resolution Number 15,886, February 7, 2023, to authorize the city manager to enter into a 12-month contract extension with Arkansas Community Dispute Resolution Centers, Inc., in the amount not to exceed $199,900 to provide community reduction services and activities to the residents of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Resolution Number 15,885, February 7, 2023, to authorize the city manager to enter into a 12-month contract extension with Brandon House Cultural and Performing Arts in the amount not to exceed $44,432 to provide community reduction services and activities to the residents of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Resolution Number 15,880, February 7, 2023, to authorize the city manager to enter into a 12-month contract extension with Songbird Media in an amount not to exceed $75,000 to provide community reduction services and activities to the residents of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Resolution Number 15,884, February 7, 2023, to authorize the city manager to enter into a 12-month contract extension with Unity Martial Arts in the amount not to exceed $28,500 to provide community reduction services and activities to residents of city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Resolution Number 15,888, February 7, 2023, to authorize the city manager to enter into a 12-month contract extension with Lessons Learned in the amount not to exceed $169,670 to provide community reduction services and activities to the residents of city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. A resolution to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Resolution Number 15,889, February 7, 2023, to authorize the city manager to enter into a 3-month contract extension with Our House to provide community reduction services and activities to the residents of the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes, funding from the American Rescue Plan Act. A resolution to A resolution to amend Little Rock, Arkansas Resolution Number 16,083, September 5th, 2023, to authorize the city manager to execute an amendment to the contract with Cromwell Architects and Engineers in the amount not to exceed $23,011 to provide engineering design services for work to be conducted at various Little Rock Fire Department stations and for other purposes, funding from the American Rescue Plan Act. A resolution to set October 17, 2023 as the date of the public hearing of the appeal of the Planning Commission's recommendation of denial for a planned zoning development titled Sampson Auto Service PCD located at 8315 Cardinal Glen Road in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas, and for other purposes. That concludes the consent agenda.
Move for the adoption of the consent agenda.
There's a motion.
Second.
And a second. Before we take the vote, Manish, if you would, I believe Director Warwick would like for you to give a brief synopsis.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mayor. A very good evening to everybody. Director Wyrick, we have two signal projects on Canis Road. One is at Woodlands Edge. This project is a temporary installation. It includes span wire assembly and wood poles because in the future, the street's going to be widened to the city's arterial standards when funding becomes available. However, the signal is warranted right now, so it being a very simple project, we were able to design this in-house and we were able to get bids on it. The other project that we have is at Panther Branch. It's a much more involved project. It was selected, it was prioritized in the 2022 bond program to be designed. It includes improvements to the road infrastructure as well. So it'll be widened to the city's arterial standards in that project. And as I said, it was prioritized with the 2022 bond program. We have a consultant who's engineering consultant who's doing the design on it right now. We expect the design to be completed in 2024 and construction to follow.
Thank you so much for that information. I think it's a great thing that we've got two traffic lights on Canis Road. They're really needed. As you said, both of them meet warrants. But I think the community expected the one at Panther Branch or Cooper Orbit to go in first. And so I want someone besides me to explain the details. And I think they are that this one is temporary. You can design it in-house. It was not complicated. And the one at Panther Branch or Cooper Orbit is a much more complicated, and you get full street improvements at that location. Signals and cameras and all the fancy things you do.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Traffic lights. So I just wanted somebody besides me to explain to the public what the difference was and why one was before the other. So I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Manish.
Thankful for two lights.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it. We'll now go into citizens' communication. Mr. Nathan Huffmaster.
Hello. I work for the Southwest chapter of Arkansas Community Organizations, and what that means is that 5 days a week, I'm out walking the streets in the Southwest of Little Rock, knocking on doors, and the two issues that I hear the most common from just about everybody in the Southwest are about loose dogs running around the neighborhoods and speeding down the neighborhood streets. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen cars fly past me on these Southwest streets. Most of the time, they're just a foot or two away from me because a lot of these Southwest neighborhoods don't have sidewalks, or if they do, there's only one sidewalk on one side of the street. And I'm just asking you folks to do something about that. It needs to be easier to get speed bumps in these neighborhoods. I believe there's a regulation that states speed bumps or a street needs to have at least 500 cars pass through it within 24 hours before they can qualify for a speed bump. And I just don't understand why these neighborhood streets need to qualify as a thoroughfare before they can get a speed bump to help them with their speeding issue. So the other issue with loose dogs is something that I've definitely dealt with and that I hear lots and lots of stories about. There's been at least 2 different times where I've been threatened by multiple aggressive dogs that are pushing me down the street with no owner in sight, no leashes to be seen or fences. And I didn't personally even know that there was a leash law in Little Rock. I had to do research to find that out, and I highly suspect that a lot of folks in the city don't know about that either. And I've talked with Tracy Rourke, head of animal control, and they've told me that they are short-staffed. They only have about 4 out of 7 positions filled. So I'd also like to ask you folks to do something about enforcement of animal control, whether that means increasing funding so they can get folks hired, or putting up some kind of signs to let people know that you will be fined if your dog is found outside of containment by the owner. And I just don't think these things should go unnoticed. So I even have a coworker, Crystal, who was supposed to be here this evening, but she had a medical emergency. She was going to share a story about how her daughter was hospitalized not that long ago when she was living in the Southwest from a dog bite. And, I just don't think it's right. I think we all need to put pressure on animal control to step up, whether it means increasing their funding or just putting pressure on them to actually be out there, set up some kind of regular patrols. I'm just asking you folks to please do something about that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ms. Norma Huffman.
Good evening, everybody. The issue that I have tonight, I've already discussed with one of your board members, but I want to give this to you guys to see if there's any possible way you can possibly help. I've been a member of ACO since January. You guys have seen me more than once. But latest is the well-known Apex from Big Country. They are now trying to tell me that I owe them $3,000 for rent that MHA stopped paying. We all know I have paid rent every single month that I was there. The new management company is saying I can't get my deposit back, or not my deposit, my prorated rent for August back, because Apex is saying that I owe them $3,000. Now, if there's anything you guys can do, if there's any ideas you want to throw my way, anything, it'd be very much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Huffman. We'll ask Director Howard to look into your issue, and we'll do our best to follow up as soon as possible. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read the group items.
A ordinance to amend ordinance number 21,862, July 23rd, 2019, to extend the boundaries of the permanent River Market Entertainment District pursuant to the Entertainment District Ordinance and for other purposes. Ordinance to condemn the structure located at number 2 Overlook Circle in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas as a structural fire and health hazard, to direct city staff to take such action as is necessary to raise and remove said structure, to declare an emergency and for other purposes. An ordinance to create the Little Rock Public Safety Commission to declare an emergency and for other purposes. Ordinance to amend ordinance number 21,862, July 23rd, 2019, to extend the boundaries of the permanent River Market Entertainment District pursuant to the Entertainment District Ordinance. Ordinance to condemn the structure located at number 2 Overlook Circle in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas as a structural fire and health hazard, to direct city staff to take such action as is necessary to raise and
Members of the board, is there a motion?
So move.
A second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Ayes have it.
Is this a motion to?
Motion to go second reading. Is that a motion from you, Director Adcock, to go to second reading?
Yes, to go to second reading.
Yes, ma'am. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have, all opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, second reading.
An ordinance to amend ordinance number 21,862, July 23rd, 2019, to extend the boundaries of the permanent River Market Entertainment District pursuant to Entertainment District Ordinance, an ordinance to condemn the structure located at number 2 Overlook Circle in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas as a structural fire and health hazard, to direct city staff to take such action as necessary to raise and remove said structure, to declare an emergency. An ordinance to create the Little Rock Public Safety Commission to declare an emergency.
Is there a motion for a third?
Suspend the rules and place on third and final reading.
There's a motion second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay. Ayes have it, third reading.
An ordinance to amend ordinance number 21,862, July 23rd, 2019, to extend the boundaries of the permanent River Market Entertainment District pursuant and to the Entertainment District Ordinance, ordinance to condemn the structure located at number 2 Overlook Circle in the city of Little Rock, Arkansas as a structural fire and health hazard, to direct city staff to take such action as is necessary to raise and remove said structure. A ordinance to create the Little Rock Public Safety Commission to declare an emergency.
As a board, we've now had 3 readings. Any questions? Any questions? All those in favor, please say aye.
Vote on these separately, please.
We've already had the motion. That would have been something we would have taken up at the beginning.
Okay, then how would you propose that we vote if we choose to vote no on one of these?
Parliamentary, I mean, we already have them.
I think what you would do is you would announce that you're in favor of this number and opposed to that number.
Thank you.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, please say nay.
Nay.
Mayor,
Ayes have it, Director Adcock and Director Hines.
I agree with numbers 16, 17, and I vote no on number 18.
Yes, ma'am. Director Hines.
Mayor, I vote for ordinance 16, 17, and against ordinance 18.
Thank you. Ayes have it. We do appreciate everyone. I do want to recognize members of the community that came to speak in favor of the Little Rock Public Safety Commission. If you'll just stand, we want to ask you to come to the podium.
Mayor.
Thank you so much for your attendance. We do appreciate you. Director Hines, your hand's still up.
Mayor, I'm sorry. Ordinance number
Mayor.
17 had the emergency.
Oh, thank you so much,
Sorry.
Ms. Queena.
And 18. 17 and 18.
All those in favor for the emergency, please say aye.
Aye.
17 to 18. All those opposed, say nay.
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 Nays reflected for Director Hines and Director Adcock. Ayes have it.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Director Adcock, is your hand still up?
No.
Okay. That being said,
There.
is there a motion to adjourn?
Move. Second.
Meeting adjourned.